Hello, everybody. Valentin, Todorow from Elire here. Today, we're going to look at the sequential agent team architecture that's available new with the 25D release. To do that, let's jump right into it and look at the agent teams. We're going to go ahead and add a new agent team. We're going to call this the sequential agent team. It's going to automatically assign a specific code to it. We're going to just tie this to a specific family and product. And now with 25D and onwards, we have the drop down for type of agent we want, and we're going to pick sequential. Sequential is great whenever you're trying to create a more deterministic and predictable output from any kind of user intents. And of course, we need this for business critical applications where we need that prescriptive and structured output from any kind of request and intent. And of course, tool use will change that. There's bias, there's hallucinations. We want to be able to control all those facets so that in conjunction with a lot of the evaluation and monitoring capabilities, we structure the actual agent themselves in a very stringent manner and put those guardrails and security in place early on within the agent architecture. So we're going to pick sequential. We're going to provide a brain to this agent, something that is able to bounce back and relay the information from RAG and prompt and user intent, coalesce that to a good output. So we're going to choose the GPT-5. You can tie security to the specific agent team. You can have some starter questions as well, and some input variables into the agent itself as well. Okay, so we're going to go and create that agent. You'll see here, this looks slightly different than the workflow and the supervisor architecture. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add an agent. So I'm not going to create a new agent. You do have the capability to add a new agent here at the plus. We're just going to select an existing one for time's sake, and we're going to add it in here. So it looks very similar to previous supervisor models, but now because it's sequential, we can add additional agent workers to that. Okay, so here's an AR one. And of course, the key thing here is that each of these agents, as they go down, the channel effectively, are transforming the output from the previous step and refining it in some way. Okay. And that's where a lot of the prompt engineering comes into play. So once the user intent is initialized, the first agent might use specific tools at its disposal. This worker agent has 6 tools at its disposal. Maybe it's gathering information from different, looks like this business objects that it's gathering information from. You might have instructions that are housed within a topic, maybe domain-specific instructions. All of those get coalesced and leveraged by that system and worker agent's prompt, right? It's got some kind of area of expertise. It's got some kind of agenda. You can specify what type of input are applicable, what kind of output this specific stage has, guardrails, security, hallucination controls as well. You can also give it some kind of hyperparameters as well. You can tune the temperature if you wanted to. So all of those commands as part of the package that gets sent to the LLM are housed within step 1. An output would appear. That output would then get fed to the next agent. Maybe this one checks for PAI or additional pieces or scrubs tasks based on its own agenda, right? And its agenda is part of its prompt structure. So how you layer these prompts from layer to layer matters, okay? And then the next one will do the same thing, and there's other tools. You can also inject, human in the loop so that, yes, if this one gathers the data, this one formulates, the output that's necessary, and then the third agent worker is maybe executing patch or put or post calls against the system via business objects. There you would want actually the user to look at what's going to be changing in the system, approve it, and then this specific agent will go and perform those put or post or patch actions against the system. So a very controlled way to layer these, but all of the work and kind of the logic and the knowledge is how you actually structure the prompt itself on each of the stages. Of course, understanding the inputs, the outputs of each stage, and then in conjunction with the monitoring and evaluation, creating the test cases so that you can test these systems. You can easily test them, by pressing play here, which is the debug mode, and giving it a prompt and a question. You also have the capability to add this to an evaluation set so that it does get tracked as part of the monitor and the evaluation. You'll give it a name. It's going to give the code. a set of questions, and then you can actually start monitoring how well this specific sequential model works with those prescribed questions. It's going to start leveraging and tracing what tools it calls, what topic it calls on each of the stages. But again, the goal and the main intent here is that we're creating a more deterministic structure so that we know the output from one gets manipulated, structured in a specific way. Then it goes through 2, 3, 4, as many agents as you want. And you can move these around as well. There is the capability to edit the variables that are housed within one, or you can actually reorder them. Use the little move slider here at the right side, update it, and it'll actually reorder and switch to sequential order. I wouldn't do this, willy-nilly. You would actually have to know exactly what the prompts are, and you would be building these agents first. So you go in here, as you can see here, when we go on edit, it's just view. It's not editable, but you can always open up the agent worker here at the bottom, and then manipulate that structure, tie it all together, test it, and then, of course, publish and deploy it and have your end users leverage it. All right, that's all we have for today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.